So hi everyone, welcome to La Palma. And so I've put a few days here on this magical island in the Canaries, Isle La Bonita, the beautiful island we call it. And I landed here last night and I've already gone up and done a little bit of astrophotography on the ridges of Rocks de los Muchachos. We'll get to that in a minute. It's a beautiful sunny evening. We're above the cloud layer. And I just want to show you some new kit I got. This is the PGY Tech Focus camera rucksack, and it's got an aluminium A-frame and a breathable mesh so my back doesn't get sweaty. 35 litres, pretty light. Opens up completely, and look at all these compartments here I've got for my gear. And so all sorts of places you can put your stuff. Now I've got some new cameras to show you. I've got the Sony A7-III. This one's Astro-modified, donated by the luminescent tape on the top viewfinder. And I've also got a normal Sony A7 III as well. And I've gone to the Sonys because they are pretty light for one thing. They're mirrorless, full frame, 24 megapixel. And being light, it's easy to carry my stuff around now. The camera body is only about 650 grams. And the lenses too, most of the lenses I've got are around 350 grams. So the lens camera combo is a little more than a kilo, or just under. And so the lenses I've got, of course, wide angle lenses, and they're all pretty fast, you know, f1.8. The Voigtlander lens I have is an f2, but this is a 50mm lens, and look at the size of it. It's only little, but I'm amazed at the sharpness of the images I've got with this lens already. The star shape is so well controlled. A little bit of vignetting, you can control that in post or do some flats, but very light 50mm. So my new setup is all about being a bit more portable. And so yeah, two cameras and my Sony vlogging camera, which is recording this vlog now. So all the lenses are interchangeable, and of course I've got my move shoot move, and so very handy for doing night sky. So you can do nice long exposures and get as much detail as you can out of your nebulas, your Milky Way core. And that's one of the reasons I'm here, is to get the early Milky Way core rising above of the caldera of La Palma. And so as I said earlier, I was out last night. I had no time really to scout because it was dark just about when the plane landed, and I headed straight up to Rock de los Muchachos, and I went to a place called Mirador de Andenes, I think it's called. Might be wrong, but I found a path there and I did some shots of the caldera and the Milky Way, and I'll lead you into that vlog shortly. And I met a nice guy as well, as German, called Tim, and he'd been here for a few days, so yeah, he's a pretty good astro, and he showed me a couple of spots to take my images. So good on you, Tim, if you're watching. Thanks for helping me out. And also we did a quick farewell to Orion, which was sinking beneath the horizon very close to the Isaac Newton Observatory. So it was nice to say bye-bye, Orion. Orion, it's not going to be back now until the winter, but nice to grab that one too. We are fighting against a crescent moon, which is waxing, and it sets just after midnight tonight. Last night was a bit earlier, so yeah, a bit of time to kill before it gets proper dark, but the moon may help me with my foregrounds, and so an opportunity to do some foreground shooting. Also tonight we've got the Lyrids, a meteor shower, and so yeah, we might be able to get a few colourful streaks across the night sky. And so that's where we're at. This is my full day on La Palma, and I want to do some more shots of the observatories tonight, and also another little look around the caldera, where the ridges and the topography is just amazing. The volcanic landscape, always love this type of landscape for night sky shooting. It lends itself so well to the sky and foreground blend. So yeah, plenty to do in La Palma if the weather holds. And I'm not too sure if it'll hold tonight, which is a reason again I rushed out last night to make sure I got some stuff under my belt. So what I'm going to do now is lead you into my vlog last night, and yeah, take it from there. And I hope you enjoy my nighttime vlog, and that's going to be followed by another nighttime vlog, which will be tonight. So I'll see you very shortly for that one. And in the meantime, I'm going to have a look around the telescopes, which are just over there. I'll give you a quick show before we cut to the night astro vlog. So glad to be back, glad to be astro shooting again, and glad to be vlogging and showing you the night sky. Here we go. Well, hi everyone. I've just been driving on the LP4 route on the western ridge of Los de Muchachos on La Palma, and I noticed Orion in the sky, and I wanted to say a last hurrah to Orion. Being April, we're not going to see the Hunter again till winter, and so I saw an opportunity to pull up and shoot Orion as he descends into the horizon behind me. And nicely placed on the ridge is his observatory, and so I've got that in the frame as well. And so what I did, I got my 16mm and Sony A7 III camera out, and I'm time-lapsing Orion sinking behind the ridge next to the observatory. And I also got my 50mm Voigtlander on my Astro-modified Sony A7 III and did some composite shots with foreground, and I also put the H-alpha filter in there as well, just to enhance the nebula more, which exists around the nebula region. So I'm hoping it's going to be quite decent shots and will help complement the images I'm going to get of the night sky in La Palma here. So I'll just show you a preview of the composition. And so I'm going to plan to go to another spot, maybe Roberto de Paret. There's a big truck coming now on the road. Check the big truck out. Wow. I'm surprised those things can get... It's a bus, it's a big bus. It's a bit sketchy, the roads up here, so brave driver. Right, so yeah, what I was saying, I'm going to go onto the ridge of Rock de los Muchachos and look inside the caldera, as it were, and I'm hoping to see Rho starting to arise in the southeast, and I know it's going to be a late Milky Way core, but I'm hoping to see a lot more of that as the night progresses. So yeah, come and follow me into the caldera and see what I get up to. I just got to pack up here. I think the time lapse is just about finished, and I'm going to go for a little walk. Cool. Wow guys, so here I am at the top of La Palma, and I've just seen the Milky Way core rising above a ridge of Rocks de los Muchachos. What a sight. I'm so happy that I've seen the Milky Way core properly, first time this year, and it's only April, and so I'm on the path by the Mirador de Andenes, which is pretty much at the top of this volcanic ridge, and the topography is amazing here. There's so many different landscape features, ravines, you have the ridges, you have all of these rock shapes, and of course the cloud inversion, which is superb to look at. And I'm getting some light under reflection from the port, I can't remember the name of the town, but it's by El Paso. But it's looking good for a panorama. And so I'm doing another time lapse on a 16mm lens, and I'm also doing a landscape sky composite with the Astro-modded Sony A7 III. I've done a little bit of H-alpha too, and I've done a close-up of Row with the 85mm lens, and so I'm hoping that comes out pretty decent. But the core is lifting above the horizon now, and so it's just a wonderful sight. And so I'm just going to concentrate and do my foreground and sky shots, and yeah, I'll be doing 60-second exposures tracked for the sky of my move shoot move. F-stop, yeah, I'm using 2.8. I don't have to have it too wide open. I want to control the stars, try and get them nice and round. And the time of 60 seconds. And looking at the preview so far, it looks pretty good. The foregrounds, well, yeah, F4, try and get as much sharpness in the foreground as I can, and an exposure of about 3 minutes because it's so dark here. And so, yeah, having a cool time watching the core rise above the island of La Palma. I've also been chatting with another astrophotographer called Tim from Germany. He's very knowledgeable, and so, yeah, it's not all alone up here. He's over behind me on the path, doing some more stuff. Just saw his camera flash then. And so yeah, stay with us guys and see what else I get up to. But it's a beautiful night sky, and so I'm going to carry on with this. Brilliant. Wow, the night is just getting really, really good. It's getting better and better. The Milky Way arch is rising beautifully above the volcanic ridges of La Palma. and doing some pretty good panoramic shots here with the Sony G20mm at f2.8 ISO 1600 and 60-second exposures on the Move Shoot Move tracker. And so yeah, I'm very pleased with how visible and beautiful the Milky Way core looks, and it's amazingly detailed even with my own eye. Didn't expect it to be so visible in the night sky. I'm really chuffed. You know, I'm going to have to show you the Milky Way as I can see it with this camera. It's just sublime. Have a look. Okay folks, I think it's time to go towards the observatories and see what I can get over on the other side of the ridge. And I think there's some decent green air glow in the night sky as well this evening. So yeah, come follow me to the observatories and let's see what shot I can get with those obsies underneath the Milky Way core. It's going to be cool. Well, that's looking pretty nice. As you can see, I've got two observatories behind me in the foreground, and they are the magic observatories, you know, the multi-mirrored dish telescopes. And so two of those with a Milky Way core rising above them. Yeah, it's a good composition, I reckon. And so I'm going to do some static shots of a night sky, and I'm using the 20mm Sony f1.8 lens to grab the composition. I'm not going to Star Trek, I'm just going to yeah, shoot off some rapid fire exposures, and then I'll stack them in processing above the magic telescopes. Well, that sounds like a good plan to me. Beautiful, aren't they? Yeah. I'm not too sure what else I'll do tonight, but yeah, whoop, but I better start doing my night shots. I use something called monitor brightening on the Sony, so it uses high ISO and extends the shutter time to make the scene much brighter, so I can do a composition. Makes it easy to frame up in the dark. And so I'm just going to aim a bit higher for the night sky. I've got the foreground, happy with that, and we'll do a few shots of that beautiful Milky Way core. So yeah, it's going to be a Vertorama, one for foregrounds and another panel for the night sky. So I'm doing 13 seconds, or is it 15 seconds exposure time, aperture f2.2, ISO 3200. Yeah, that'll do. And then I'll do about 10 of these and I'll stack them in post. Well, it's been a good evening. I managed to get some Milky Way under my belt, I reckon, and I might even got a meteor then, I'm not too sure. But the weather forecast tomorrow night might not be very good, so as soon as I landed in La Palma, I went straight to the top and I wanted to get some Milky Way under my belt. I didn't have any opportunity really to scout around, and so I found a path, followed it, and met another fella, Tim, from Germany. And he likes to do his astro, and he's been here since Wednesday, and he's leaving in a couple of days, so he was able to give me some hints, and we had a good chat while we did some astro. And so yeah, he helped enormously to get a couple of spots for me to do my Milky Way, which was safe, so I didn't fall down a ravine or a cliff. And now, after doing those observatories, I didn't do many shots of the obsies. I'll come back and do them another night hopefully, but I've decided to come down to the eastern side of La Palma. The sun is going to rise in the next few minutes, but there's meant to be a comet around, Pan-STARRS I believe, and Pan-STARRS is pretty close to the sun, and it gets closer to the sun with every day that passes. This might be the only opportunity I have a chance of capturing it. I don't have my hopes up high, but if I don't get it, at least we might have a nice little sunrise time lapse, eh? And so, without further ado, I'm going to get back to my camera and see if I can spot this comet, and we shall reconvene the astro session tomorrow. Does that sound good to you guys? Sounds good to me. I just hope the weather holds, but it's been a good night. Right, let's point you towards the sunrise.